It's weird that we keep talking about absences from this race, but the other big absence that we've got to mention, although we're already 2 days in now, is of course the absence of Chris Froome.
Yeah.
You know, because let's be honest, the gravitational pull that Chris Froome has on this race for the last 5 or 6 years has been incredible. He kind of, wouldn't say he is the Tour de France, but it kind of revolved around him almost. He's such a pivotal figure in this race. Whether you like him or not, he is.
Yeah.
And to have him taken away creates this strange kind of void that riders are now thinking, especially obviously for the GC. I think a lot of riders think, I can win the Tour.
Yeah.
I think it's good and bad for the Tour, but the bottom line is, we're 2 days in, Chris isn't going to win the Tour, somebody else is. But it gives this interesting dynamic for Team Ineos. And what do you think of what's going to happen in the squad there?
Well, I mean, as you say with Chris, I mean, he's become synonymous with the Tour now. He's so recognisable. I wasn't at the Tour last year, but I've been here this year, and we're talking about the success of the opening weekend in Brussels. But I remember watching it on the TV last year, and can you remember the kind of the hostility and the whole furore around Chris Froome's inclusion in the race? So, as you say, love him or hate him, he is the best Tour rider of our generation, certainly, and maybe would have gone down as one of the greatest had he won his 5th Tour this year. I still think he can win another Tour, but it does change the dynamic. I mean, Ineos have, for the first time in probably quite a number of years, have had a pretty quiet, easy opening weekend in terms of scrutiny and attention, haven't they, compared to certainly last year, which was probably the height of it.
Yeah. I mean, I was on site last year as well, and at the starts and finishes like I am with you in this race, and especially for the first week, it was excruciating. It wasn't a pleasant experience. And the thing that winds me up about that, without going into it too much, is the fact they're just doing their job. But they faced the weight of expectancy in terms of delivering performance against the backdrop of a lot of hatred.
Do you think that was because it was just in France, or do you think it would have been the same had they been in Belgium this year?
I don't know.
Because France and Belgium, it's a different thing.
Yeah, there's a completely different. You're right. You cross the border, and there is a completely different kind of ethos, almost ideology. But I still think, I love the French, love the Belgians, but I still think the French are kind of smarting from the fact they've not won this great race for 30 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and they've seen Brit domination. It's a difficult bit of pill to swallow, and especially with obviously the controversy that was swirling around as well. That just adds a bit of fuel. So, but he's not here, and Ineos, the second in the team time trial, good performance in the hot seat all day long. Chatting to Nico Portal, he said they've never had to go off first. That was quite interesting, but they set a scorching time. It was a good team time trial today, wasn't it?
Brilliant, absolutely superb. But it's amazing to think that we haven't got Chris Froome yet. We've got 2 other guys in that team that we're still touting as possible winners of the Tour de France. Of course, Geraint Thomas, winner last year, but Egan Bernal as well, which is amazing, really. You've got 3 guys in that team, including Chris, who's not here, that are potential Tour winners, and you would put down as favourites for the Tour. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, the strength and depth?